What up, y'all? Appreciate you hanging out, showing up, hanging out, showing up and hanging out. This is my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So this is a sort of a continuation of last video where I was talking about how Sony is screwed and stuff. So I was thinking about it a little bit more, and not just about the talk about the COD Activision. There is no competition. I mean, they literally said all these things, right? That there's no competition. COD is a beast. Blah blah blah. I'm just paraphrasing, obviously. And I'm like, yo, are we in like a mirror universe or something where, you know, Sony's just doing the opposite of everything they should be doing this generation? Because it's not just about COD. It is also about Game Pass. And it's a combination of things, right? So Microsoft has been for years creating this ecosystem, putting these systems in place, doing it thug thizzle, doing the Azure for the farms, the server farms. Sony has been doing none of this work. All they've been doing is doing the same old status quo, everything they've been doing. They're like, oh, we got a playbook, PlayStation 4 playbook. And that's what they've been doing. And now that the playbook has changed because Microsoft is going to own Activision, Blizzard King, Call of Duty, they can't use the most powerful part of their playbook, which is having all the players want to play Call of Duty on PlayStation. That is not anymore. That part of their strategy, which is a giant part of their strategy, is gone because Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass. Think about that. I said this before, even me, dude who doesn't play Call of Duty, I will play Call of Duty on Game Pass because it's just sitting there waiting for me to press play. That's it. I don't even have to pay for it, buy it, nothing. The thing about the PlayStation, though, they're going to have to pay for it. If you have a PlayStation and you want to play Call of Duty, you got to pay your $70. So, think about this. Millions and millions and millions and millions of players who were PlayStation 4 or Call of Duty players, right? Then they say, okay, well, it's $70. I always drop 70 on it, you know what I'm saying? That's all good, right? But now, it's like, hold up, I can just buy Game Pass. I can get Game Pass for $15. Or, you know, they announced the family plan, right? $25 for you get Ultimate and 5 people. I mean, all five accounts. Well, it's the main account and plus 4. So it's 5 divided by $5 a month. Come on, so you know how many people gonna jump on that? They did that with a Nintendo. Wow, my thing's all messed up. One day. That's not a song. Anyway. But yeah, so I'm like, yo, it's like a no-brainer when it comes to like what Microsoft is doing, getting Activision, getting that Call of Duty, getting the most popular game. It's like they had super strategy dudes, right? The super strategy people team over at Xbox, right? And they're like, all right, how do we curb stomp Sony this generation? We got some work to do to catch up. But in like a couple of failed swoops, they come in and they just boom, boom. You thought, I mean, you know, they did the Bethesda thing. It's like, oh, wow, that's big. I hope Elder Scrolls is still going to be. And it's like, yeah, whatever. Well, but whatever. And so now the whole thing about the rhetoric of, you know, Sony's scared, yes. It is so, the high-ups at Sony in Japan are probably extremely angry right now. Very mad because of what Jim Ryan, and I don't know who the hell did that interview, but yo, I think they're like they're in the PlayStation Alaska. Sorry. They're in PlayStation Alaska right now. Because, yeah, they definitely got demoted. Nah, I'm just saying. But it's like, dude, I know they're angry. Because it's like, they're Japanese, so they hate losing face, right? Hey, they're losing face daily right now. And it's on the same thing. I keep, every show that I listen to Kind of Funny Games Daily. I listen to Spawn Wave. Spawn Wave was talking stuff. I listened to, I think Young Yeah had something to say about it. I actually didn't hear his yet. It was so many people saying, even Jeff Gerstmann, he was like, what are you doing, Sony? What are you doing? You know? It's, oh man. There's no good news out of that. Sony tried to be like, yeah, we get Bungie. That was their comeback, their counterpunch to Activision. Come on, son. It's special. It's super special because I never thought that I would see Sony in this position this fast, this generation. And it's really mainly because they refuse to be a forward-looking company. They're reactive. They're not proactive. You know, you could argue, oh, but they do VR and Xbox doesn't. That's not proactive. That's reactive because Oculus did it first. I keep repeating the same things, the same kind of themes, but this new kind of development, this new insight into how Sony thinks and how they, you know, how they talked about how they talked about Call of Duty, and that, yo, first they said there's no competition for Call of Duty, right? Then they said it is extremely difficult, I'm paraphrasing, for someone to come up with a Game Pass competitor because it would take 5 years to get to where they are now. Meaning, it would take, like, say if Sony tried. They're not really trying that. Whatever they did with Plus is no. And they could do it, and maybe it would take them 5 years to get there. But they're the closest, I would say they're the closest company that's close to even competing with that. But they refuse because whatever, because they got to stick up their booty holes. They don't want to change. They don't want to evolve and adapt. And instead of evolving and adapting and doing the work and saying, yo, we're going to build this thing, they're crying. They're sitting there like, oh, it's not fair. Oh, they have Game Pass. Like, well, why don't you make your own Game Pass? They're messing with our business strategy. Well, your business strategy is hot garbage. Why don't you change it? Because that's what's happening. They're crying to the FTC or whoever, right? The powers that be that could stop this deal. They had to sue Microsoft in order to stop the deal or whatever, right? Instead of actually being a competitor, I know I said last video, David Jaffe said the same thing. Grow some balls and let's go compete. Instead of being a competitor, they're sitting there complaining because they don't want to change their business strategy. And I'm like, yo, it's so ridiculous. And so anyway, going back to the Game Pass thing, they said it would take someone 5 years to build a competent competitor or something that is competitive. And the fact that they haven't done the work, and it doesn't seem like they want to do the work, or they're unable to do the work. They can't do it. So if Sony can't do it, what's their only move? To cry about it to the you know, the governing bodies of the FTC and the Fair Trade Commission and all that stuff? The reason, see, the main reason why what Sony's doing right now will not work. It's so funny. I'm like, and they know this won't work. I don't even know why they did this, because it puts them in the worst possible light. It makes them look like crybabies. It makes them look like whining BIs, right? And there's no good outcome for y'all, for Sony to come out and start crying about this stuff, because the FTC is about customer fairness, not about giant corporation fairness. If a giant corporation is sitting there crying about, oh, it's not fair, it's like, I'm sorry, you're a giant corporation with billions of dollars. We don't care. Well, how does it affect the customers again? Oh, it's actually a good deal, and it's better. Never mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man. So I don't even understand what the strategy was for them to come out and say all these things about Game Passes. They can't compete. They're trying to put it in someone's ears that, oh, it's a monopoly or it's an unfair advantage or whatever. It's not anti-consumer, it's pro-consumer. And Microsoft actually came back at them with their own words. Basically, they were when Sony was talking about, oh, Call of Duty is this and that and the third is big. Nobody can make a competitor. Call of Duty is the best. Blah blah. Microsoft was like, I mean, it ain't nothing special, dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing special. And here's the thing. Here's the most damning thing about this whole situation. Besides Sony looking like a bunch of BIs and little crybabies, right? Every other giant corporation, Ubisoft, EA, all these players in the video game scene sided with Microsoft. They said, yeah, there's plenty of competition. What you talking about? Look at all these games. What you said? Look at all these first-person shooters that compete. Apex Legends, Fortnite. All these games competing with Call of Duty for attention. You know what I mean? Sony's the only one that's crying about, oh, it's unfair. It makes them look so bad. All the ponies are gonna be like, and they're gonna try to cap. You can't cap for this. You're alone on an island. Nobody's on your side right now, son. It's so bad. Excuse me, it's so bad. And, you know, I'm still shaking my head. Just like I said, this is part 2 of the other video before, because it's so ridiculous how Sony is going through and they're trying to convince somebody that, I don't know, it's so crazy. And all of the commentation, all the commentary, all of the different shows, all the videos on YouTube, all of the podcasts, they're all saying the same thing. The deal's gonna go through. There's no problem. What Sony did is ridiculous. It's funny. They're like two little, two kids fighting or whatever. It's so, oh man, this is such a bad look for Sony. And the funny thing is, it's happening before their eyes. It's happening before the ponies and the donkey unicorns' eyes. The change, the sea change, whatever. Because Call of Duty is like the nail in the coffin, basically. It happened in the 360 era. They had Call of Duty, they had it locked up. Sony had it during the PS4, they had it locked up. I already said that stuff, but this is why Sony's so scared. Again, besides Game Pass, the Game Pass COD combo, it's a winning combo. And honestly, I'm be real. Right now, it's Microsoft's game to mess up. It's for them to mess up right now. This is the only way that they will fail at beating Sony or becoming number 1 or whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it. Because right now, Sony's like, and that's why, like I said in the last video, they changed their strategy, tried to do this, tried to do the games as service, because COD is gone. I mean, honestly, I think that was in the works before, so we can't really say, oh, the COD deal made them want to change. No, it just cemented the fact that they got to make changes in order to get that revenue, you know what I mean? Because they're losing so much money. And the fact that they said, oh, yo, Call of Duty is gonna make people buy Xboxes instead of PlayStations, it's all these factors that are making it crazy. So I'm sorry I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I don't think people realize, especially Sony fans, they don't realize how big this is. And the funny thing was that it didn't feel like it was such a big deal. It was like, oh, Microsoft's buying another company, okay. But Sony saying what they said and putting on that scared face and losing a humongous amount of face really, really hurt them. Really hurt their perception, the public perception of them, besides of them being like anti-consumer like all this generation and people trying to cap for them. This is worse. It's not worse. It is in a way worse than being anti-consumer because they don't care. And it just seems like they don't care and they don't know what to do. But I appreciate you guys hanging out, showing up. This is my dumb ass, Instagram and all that good stuff. Once again, go in the comments. I know I appreciate all y'all that dip in the comments. Sorry. I'm joking. But yeah, like I said, I read them all. And I will occasionally comment back. Sometimes I don't because I don't know what to say, or I don't want to presume many things. But I definitely appreciate it. I will try. Oops, I'm sorry about that. I'll try in the future to really comment back for real. But yeah, that's all I got, y'all. I appreciate the wait.